Hey guys, what's going on? I just got off the boat. I mean, just got off the boat. Awesome sail today, Marina Del Rey. The wind was cooking. We had to reef the sail. Got to play around with the boat and see what it can do and all kinds of cool things. And I want to talk tonight about what came up today was relationship stuff. My girlfriend was really anxious today. It came up because she wasn't sure about the names of the things and what to do and the wind, and it was rough and there were a lot of boats out there and stuff, so she really got quite upset. And actually even more so probably the cold, because it's cold when you're sailing, when it's this time of year and stuff like that. What came up is kind of like, I think, some fear and anxiety, and also some fear and anxiety of the future as well, of our plans to buy a boat, and that's coming into fruition. It's getting kind of real right now. So that's kind of scary, because buying a boat the size that we're looking at is almost equivalent to buying another house. It's not a mortgage or anything like that, but you have to go through the same types of steps with a bank and that kind of thing. So it's quite a commitment. So that might have been going through her head too. I'm not really sure, but kind of all that type of stuff. And then whether the lifestyle was really going to fit us, because she was cold. She was really, really cold. So we talked about, so she kind of, went through getting emotional and stuff like that. And as a guy, I get upset. I don't get upset about like being late for a bus or the Uber not coming or I consider it a little shit kind of thing. Stuff doesn't bother me like that. Or I don't know, things breaking or stuff like that. What I tend to get upset about is when someone I love gets upset or feels bad or doesn't feel good kind of thing. And so what I've always done in the past is I've gone into fix-it mode. That's my default. Most guys are like that. We go into fix-it mode because we fix things. We fix cars and boats and things. That's just kind of our minds operate. We're not as socially communal as women are. So, and it usually backfires. So I've learned with many years of experience not to go into fix-it mode anymore, or at least recognize. Sometimes I do for a second, and it's like, oh, nope, I'm in fix-it mode, better get out. She doesn't need to be fixed. There's nothing wrong with her. Oftentimes, they just need to be heard. They just want to know you love them, they care for them, and that you support them. So just listening can be like the best thing in the world for your partner. And that's kind of it's not a broad generalization. It's a broad generalization for men and women, but it's pretty accurate for the most part. Because women get their emotions out through talking. Another thing I used to do when I was married is when my ex-wife would come home, and she'd have a day, every day. And she'd say, this is bad, and this, and I can't stand this. And I would just shut her up. I wouldn't say shut up, but I would just be like disconnected, and I would like, be, like, I'd go into fix-it mode. I'd be like, oh, well, fix this, and you can do this, and then do this, and that'll fix it, and then, and call this one, and da-da-da. And that's not what she needed. I didn't realize it then, but that's not what she needed. She just needed me to listen to her. And if I was attuned and wise enough back then, if I just listened to her, then it would have been fine. She probably would have gotten it all out. And she actually was attuned enough to her own self that she would tell me that. Just listen to me. But I wouldn't hear it at that time. I would just fix. So now, with my wisdom, I recognize this. And so I just listened. After a while, I just listened. I was like, okay, nope, not going to fix it mode. I'm going to just listen. And it's difficult because you don't want them to hurt, but you can't help another person in that way. You have to allow them to go through what they're going to go through. You can't fix them. You can't circumvent what they're feeling, and you shouldn't. You can't circumvent what you're feeling, and you have to allow it. And just because they feel that way, another thing would too is if a loved one or wife or girlfriend or whatever or got into that type of feeling. I would feel guilty if I didn't feel and go along with them, kind of thing. No, they're human beings. They're own sentient human beings. They have their own lives, their own personalities, their own likes, dislikes, and choices, just as you do. You don't have to go in that with them or feel guilty about, oh, geez, I feel guilty about her feeling this way. No, just be there and listen. In fact, there's a thing, well, I like to say is you can't, what is it? You're not responsible for people. You can't be. If you're responsible for somebody, then based on their actions, based on their behaviors, based on their emotions, you get pulled into it and it becomes yours. That's not healthy. But you can be responsible to somebody. And that's different. That's being, I'm here for you. I'll help you if you need it. I'll give you guidance if you need it. I'm not giving you advice because you don't, unless you ask for it, kind of thing. So that's really different. And then you don't get sucked into whatever they're feeling, whatever their emotions are, whatever they're going through. You just be there for them. And that's what they need. That's what they need. So that was good today. So that's what I kind of learned today through sailing adventures. And sailing is a trial on relationships. I've read this many times and I've seen it on YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I know, actually, because I used to sail with my ex-wife, and yeah, they can be, because you get into stressful situations where, like, oh my God, you're going to crash into a dock. So you either yell at your partner, don't crash into the dock, and then she gets upset, oh no, I'm sorry, that kind of thing. Or you learn to be cool, calm, and collected and just go with the flow, but there's always something new that's going to challenge you in a sailboat, in life too. But, or, actually not even just a sailboat, like if you're with a significant other and you're doing something with them, like something has to be like partner, almost team type thing. Like maybe you're in a kayak together, or a canoe, or I know these are all boats. I can just think of boat things right now. Where your destiny is tied to their destiny in some way. And so, if something goes down, one partner gets upset or gets nervous or something like that, it can easily transfer to the other partner. But so just kind of be aware. One other thing is, I said how women typically deal with emotions. Guys typically, well, we're not usually talkers. Some are more than others. Like I'm pretty chatty about things sometimes. Like I actually related a lot to girls and then women when I was younger. Well, now too, just because I don't know. I tend to talk a lot, and I can get deep, I guess. But guys, and actually this is interesting because that was one reason why I never felt like I was a guy's guy, because I didn't play football and baseball and all those kind of sports things, which is not kind of atypical for a lot of men, because a lot of men get their emotions out through sports, through physical activity, through wrestling and things like that. And with their buddies, they goof around and they wrestle or whatever, or whack each other around kind of thing, or that kind of thing. And it's not just a macho thing. It's actually a way that we get out our energy and we get our emotions out in a way. And I guess I've learned to do that when I've gotten older, more mature, through karate, because I really like hitting things now. But so we're different. Men are different. So like if any women are out here are going to be listening to this, from our perspective, again, it's a generality, but pretty close, is what do we need? Gosh, what do I think what I need when I'm upset? I guess I don't need to be fixed either. I just need to be hugged. I like to be hugged. Knowing that it's okay to be, to fail, to mess up, to screw something up. And it's to not be judged. I guess, is a big thing. That's probably that's on both sides as well. Women don't really want to be judged. Nobody should be judged. It hurts when you're judged. But so yeah, from my perspective, being judged, or me thinking that I'm being judged, which is all in my mind, that part is really important to me, I guess, because I've judged myself for my whole life very, very critically. And when I judged myself, I judged everybody around me as well. So that's one of my triggers, I would say. So when I'm upset, I just need to be held. I like that. Knowing that I'm still loved for whatever I mess up on or whatever kind of thing. That's really important to me. I don't like a lot of talking, I guess, when I'm upset. Depends. I don't know. It's not always the same, but I don't know. So, yeah. So there's just different ways that you can negotiate relationships. Men and women talk different love languages. Women, like I said before, just to summarize, women tend to be more social, chatty. I don't mean that in a negative connotation, but just it's just the type of talking they do. They communicate through verbal communication, where guys tend to either push their emotions down, which is not good, really not good, or a healthy way to get emotions out for guys and women too, but for guys is to be physical. Physicality piece is really important. I found that is really, really important for me. So that's about all I've got. I'm going to sign off. Everybody have a great night. If you have questions, please post them. If you like this video, please indicate so with a like or a heart or whatever you choose. Something. Just say hi or whatever. So you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.